Today's episode is very special, as today we are celebrating the Bing Zang Zoom 1 year anniversary. We're going to do a little best of episode, a best of 2020 episode.
Now, of course,
Without
at Bing
further
2020, we have to set up the fact that this is the best of the worst. Best of the worst year possible. The best of, when we talk about movies and stuff, the best of the very few that were released.
Right.
So, slim pickings this time around.
Now, first off, we have the best Netflix series.
If it was the best TV series, period, I of course would go for Stargirl. But when we're talking about Netflix specifically, my answer is a little bit of a cheat, but I put Cobra Kai.
My best Netflix series would be it's a docu-series, but it would be The Last Dance, the docu-series about the Chicago Bulls. The best YouTube channel or video, whichever one you want to pick. Now I'll start on this one. My best YouTube channel was $1 Million Worth of Game. Gilly the Kid they're both from Philly. And, they've had their hard times and up and downs. Like I said, Gilly the Kid, a former rapper. His cousin, Wallow, at the age of 17, he was sentenced to 20 years for multiple armed robberies. So he's got a lot of game to provide to the youth. So, yeah, that would be my best YouTube channel or video for 2020.
I mean, if you're going to get arrested for multiple armed robbery, that makes sense. You have to be a really good robber to rob with one arm tied behind your back. So, have to be a multiple armed robbery. My pick for the best YouTube video, and this was a hard. I mean, how do you pick YouTube videos? There's literally millions uploaded every day, right? But my pick was Jaden Animation's Platinum Nuzlocke. Do you know what a Nuzlocke is?
Mm-mm.
So a Nuzlocke is a set of rules that you could set in a game, particularly RPGs, to make them more difficult. For Pokemon, what they do is if your Pokemon faints, it's dead. You have to name your Pokemon to get more attached to it. You can only catch the first Pokemon you see per route. You can't, keep collecting and make the best teams, right? So theoretically, you could lose the game. And Jaden Animations started doing these videos where she animates her journeys playing these various games, and she did a Platinum Nuzlocke that released in November, Pokemon Platinum. And it's interesting to see sort of the joy and depression and all of these things that go into playing a video game, and like, why do we continue to play them when they cause us this much stress and stuff?
Throwing controllers, biting them.
Exactly.
And they're wireless now, so at least the controller is the only thing getting beat up. It's not like the game system is coming down off the shelf.
Yeah, but you still got like those Nintendos where they Nintendo Switch lights.
Oh, yeah,
where it's like the whole system's still right there. If you bite that, you're
yeah, that's not going to end up too good.
But actually, the best YouTube channel this year, bar none, is the Bing Zang Zoom YouTube channel. Subscribe for clips and best of features.
You dig? We have the best video game. I have to say that I was very hyped for the Avengers video game to come out.
So the only new game that I really played this year was Final Fantasy VII Remake.
The best wrestling moment. The best wrestling moment for 2020 was Roman Reigns turning heel. The best movie of 2020
is The Trial of the Chicago 7. That's what you had as well, right? Yeah. Okay, yeah. I mean, in a year where movies were very, very limited, it's not like we had a massive amount to choose between. Trial of the Chicago 7 definitely was a step above the other ones that we did have. But even if we had more movies, I don't really know if it could be unthrown.
Not so close second in this case. But nonetheless, I really liked it. Was Borat, the subsequent movie film. That was pretty good.
It is interesting that he was in both movies that we talked about, Trial of the Chicago 7 and Borat. So, I'm just saying, if anybody's ruling this year,
Absolutely, that's true. That's true. Absolutely true. Shout out to Sasha Baron Cohen for doing his thing in 2020. Now, the best album of 2020. I have to be extremely biased here, and it's because it's the only thing I've been listening to for, well, since it came out. And that would be Uptown Baby by Rainstorm. That's right. So that would
Uptown
be the
baby, gonna
best.
give it to you.
That's right. Uptown Baby. Uptown Baby. We gets down, baby. You know the rest. What you got for best album of 2020?
For me, and I think it released in December of 2020. If not, the singles were already out. But it was an album called "Nobody Sings Like You Anymore" Volume One.
I'll let you go first on this one. What was the best shock moment of
The
2000?
best shock moment. They all sucked. Every single one of them sucked. There was a lot of them. The best anime. Uh, I think we kind of have to cut this one into two categories, and we say the best anime TV show and then the best anime movie. And for the best anime TV show, which was ending very early into 2020, but was My Hero Academia season 4. And then as far as best anime movie, this one's also kind of a cheat, sort of like the same thing that we did with Cobra Kai, or I did with Cobra Kai. But I would go with Tokyo Godfather.
The best Instagram, um, I'd have to go with Will Smith. Our final one, our final best of, is the best sports moment. What would you say was the best sports moment of 2020?
So I don't actually have a sports moment, but what I have is something that's got me excited for the future, which was the confirmation of Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather Jr., right? Because what the hell is that?
My man Logan Paul said, "Let's go, champ," to Floyd Mayweather. Okay. My best sports moment of 2020 would have to have been the return of Mike Tyson. Who could have foreseen that happening? But the way
But Mike Tyson.
2020 was going, right? Exactly. Mike Tyson could have seen. I certainly didn't see that coming. And then all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, Mike Tyson is back, and it's a video of him hitting the pads and hitting them hard and looking like old Mike Tyson and looking like he could come back when he wanted to. I'm like, oh man, wow, he's back in shape. Oh, okay, okay, that's cool. Next thing you know, Mike Tyson wants to fight. What? Mike Tyson wants to fight at first, Shannon Brigg. Okay, that fell through, whatever the case may be. Maybe it wasn't a big enough fight. All right, that's cool. That would have sounded cool and would have been a nice comeback and the whole 9 yards. But I was like, all right, well, that's off the table. It is what it is. He tried, but at least he's in shape. Good for Mike. Oh, Mike Tyson is fighting Roy Jones Jr. What? that was epic. It was wild that they even did that. It was again giving people something to look forward to, which in
Yeah,
2020 was there wasn't much to look forward to.
few and far
So
between.
yeah, yeah. So everybody was looking forward to that. So that's one thing that captivated pretty much everybody. I don't think there was anybody that wasn't talking to it that was ever a fan of any sport in the last 30 years. So
2020 was a rough year, and unfortunately, not all of us, made it through. But like you said, it really showed us what's important and who to, you know, spend our time with and how to spend our time, et cetera, et cetera. And I know 2021 is not off to the best start, but after an earthquake, there's aftershocks. So let's get through these, and then 2021 will be good.
absolutely, absolutely, we got to just do our part. That's all.
Yeah.
And with that being said, my name is T,
And I'm Matthew.
and we'll see you next time. Farewell.